Okay, now let's start. Actually, it have been a while since the last video. Yeah, it have been like a few months since the last video. But this video summarizes the next year, which is 2016. 2016, I'm just gonna cover two grounds for system philosophy. Even though it's not really system philosophy, but I'm gonna cover these two topics, which is the exceptionalism and CDR. Let's talk about CDR first. CDR is like a sub-branch of data theory. Data theory could be a system philosophy, but it's not really a system philosophy as of right now because it's not yet completed. But what CDR does is, let's just talk about, rather than jumping into CDR, let's talk about data theory. Data theory is a theory that basically talks about how in this world, everything is data. Like all materials are data. Like this is data. This is data. Paper. Each and every atom of this paper is atom. But how would data create a universe, right? You might ask. But the catch about data is that there are also data governing rules. Data governing rules can be time and physics laws. Usually it's time. And usually it's the laws that govern things. For example, when there are chemical reaction, how data and data, atom and atom behaves when they're collided. How do they behave? Those are rules. And how atom, half-life, how atom, so certain atom can decay over time. Those are rules, like how data behaves over time, basically. And yeah, it's pretty abstract. It is pretty abstract for data theory. It's extremely abstract. That's why it's even theory. It's just a theory. But it's an interesting theory because it gives you a data perspective about this world. And data perspective is quite important. A lot of people say that data theory is quite extreme because people doesn't view this world in terms of data, obviously. However, this concept is especially important in what's to come. Data intelligence, and the sub-branch of data intelligence is artificial intelligence, which data theory provides. Why artificial intelligence is ever possible? That's why this is currently a huge topic to talk about and to solve, because I believe a lot of companies nowadays are spending a lot of money on artificial intelligence. And quite frankly, without a philosophical or scientific backing of artificial intelligence, without a very firm philosophical ground for artificial intelligence, you don't go far. You don't have a base. You don't have a constructed, what do they call? Ground base? Foundation. Yeah. And that's data theory. But what about CDR, which is computative data research? It's similar to data theory, except CDR does more work with computing. Basically, you might say that it's more related to digital. No, CDR is not about computer. It's not about current digital based computing. It's more about computational logic. How certain things can process logics. Anything that can process logic is part of CDR. That's but that's something that I have to work on next year. It's not something I have to worry about right now, but it's just what's to come, which is data theory and CDR. And the thing about data theory is kind of crazy because it's so crazy. Data theory does not exist. So only data theory exists is a database theory that you learn in information system, which rotates around databases. However, data theory, not database theory, but data theory, is a brand new concept. Quite frankly, I don't know. One of the things that I'm kind of confused with is that am I the one who created data theory, or it already exists? Because like during my previous semester of advanced philosophy of mind, basically we were discussing about how mind works, what's the philosophies behind the concept of mind, about data theory. But then the professor is like, she knows about data theory as well, but data theory doesn't exist. It wasn't until the last day in which I spent most of the lecture time talking about the existence of data theory, but then everyone understands, which was exceptional because data theory, just data plus rules equal everything. It's just a crazy idea. Like even I'm gonna go on the subject for a little bit. Is computer video games are kind of data theory as well, because the data, how the computer, like the code itself, is to be considered as data, and the processor that runs all the entire game is to be considered as the data governing rules. And they both work to create a gaming world, which is technically a universe, but just less of a universe. A lot of people wouldn't say a game would be considered as a world of its own, but in data theory, it could be. It's just the complexity is way lower. It's just way lower. But you can technically, conceptually, not really technically, but conceptually say that's a world as well. But it's crazy, right? If you say like people who rules a video game are like a god of that video game world. But no, let's not talk about it. But yeah, that's CDR. It's a quite interesting idea. I mean, think about it. Data plus data governing rules. It's everything. Even though it's such an extreme idea, but I believe it will have much more applications. And the thing about data theory is that I might not be the original creator of data theory. I mean, after all, Matrix, the invention of computer, and how universal system, it pushes that idea, and how idealism pushes that idea as well. So data theory is technically a ground with no creator. I don't know, maybe it does not have a creator. I mean, I can't claim that concept because there's an old philosophical saying that you can get influenced indirectly. Basically, somebody else could invent a concept and he will spread it in the population. And if you make contact with that population, technically, certain idea from that population will be leaked to you. And then you are influenced by the original creator of that idea. So even if you never met that creator, your idea could be his. And that's something I don't want to claim in data theory. 8 minutes? Okay, 9 minutes. Okay, let's keep it short. The next big topic is the exceptionalism. Exceptionalism. Where exception begins. Exceptionalism. actually everything created, because even data is a form of exceptionalism. This universe is the kind of exceptionalism. Everything that exists is a kind of exceptionalism. But anyways, let's not talk too deep about exceptionalism. Basically, let's talk about the definition of exceptionalism. In recent months, let's just say months, I see that more and more people are starting to have the idea of to be exceptional. Actually, the entire America is the idea of exceptionalism. Means special. We are exceptional. We are unlike others, right? But the problem is that the definition of exception gets abstracted over time. A lot of people believe that, technically everyone are exceptional. Everyone does something exceptional. Everyone does something exceptional nice, exceptional bad. Everyone are exceptional, like biologically exceptional. However, what makes something truly exceptional? What is the exceptionalism? What makes the exceptional more exceptional than other exceptionalisms? See, that's a question I'm gonna answer in 2016. The exceptionalism. Sometimes I feel like there's a problem within the exceptionalism which I'm gonna solve, which I already solved, but I'm just gonna finalize it in 2016. It's because there is no saying that everyone are exceptional, but it just removes the meaning of being exceptional. If everyone are exceptional, then what makes them then what's the point? Everyone exceptional, then the word being exception is lost. The meaning is lost. So you kind of have to remove all the exceptionalism, but adding meaning to it. How am I gonna do that? Actually, I have no idea. It's not part of social philosophy. That's why I'm trying to find a way to define certain guidance. For system philosophy, I kind of did the same thing after Descartes. Is that system philosophy wouldn't even exist unless I sort out all the skepticism. Oh my god. I say that word every day. I can never pronounce it correctly. You have to rule out all of the skepticism, and then to make the world meaningful. However, the problem is that you can never rule them out. So you kind of have to rule them out forcefully to keep things meaningful. So basically, philosophy does not always have to be logical. Right? Like today's selling point is that philosophy is not always reasonable. It's not always logical. Even system philosophy is not 100% logical. That's why I made Declaration of Infinite, which is a system of skepticism that I have to ignore to develop system philosophy. See, like even system philosophy, there is technically a black area that I just have to block in order to continue. It's crazy, right? I mean, philosophers always believe that they're always logical, but in the end, like even in philosophy, there are conceptual dead areas that you just have to get around it. How you're gonna do that? Create a system, locate all of the doubts, skepticism, and remove it as a system. It just even until this day, I still wonder if my data was correct. But the problem is that that's the only way. The only way. Of course, the only way is always something up to debate, because like, yeah. But no, I don't think so. No. So yeah, that concludes this what is it, 31? Yeah, 31. Alright, thank you for watching.